Greetings, hatchlings. This is dragoninahuman, and once again I'm playing Defeat the Beast Direwolf20's pack, and the version of the pack is 5.2.1. And between the last episode and this episode, I have once again done quite a bunch of things. Let's see. Yeah, I made myself some new portals. I'll explain things in order. These tanks that I wanted to fill up with lava are all filled up. And every single one of these tanks pretty much holds up to 2,000 buckets of lava. So I currently have like 16,000 buckets of lava ready to go. The pumps in the nether are shut down because obviously they are pretty much full. Let's see. And I also made this tank, this iron tank, biomass. This is a fermenter. So pretty much what you do with a fermenter is you put in water or honey. Honey and stuff will give you more. And you put in mulch, compost, or fertilizer. I would recommend mulch or compost because fertilizer will give you slightly less. I have tried that out in a test world. And then you put in like some plant material. Let's see. Hoppers. I don't think I actually explained these. Hoppers, you just get yourself a stone gear. It's very close to the hoppers from 1.5 in regular Minecraft, but yeah, they have like 4 slots and they put in whatever item into compressor with overclockers. This one's done. Here, the sugarcane farm. So what this does now is sugarcane farm. It puts sugarcane into this chest. Then this wooden pipe sucks it out. As long as this pipe doesn't get a redstone signal, it will keep on pulsing like a redstone engine. I will explain those in a bit. So then the sugarcane gets put in here. Once it reaches 8, this pipe will pull out one plant ball out and put it in this chest. Now, let's see. I'll show you in a fermenter, one plant ball, a regular plant ball, will just give you with water 0.4 buckets of biomass. If you compress the plant ball, however, every single one will give you half a bucket. However, sugarcane. Hold on. Sugarcane will actually give you just 0.1. So you need 10 sugarcane to fill one bucket. The thing is, you need 8 sugarcane to make one plant ball. So pretty much you are actually wasting 0.3 whatever of a bucket. But I mean, it would take a lot more mulch to actually turn it all into biomass, and this just goes faster, really. So yeah, let's see. All right, this one in there. Overclockers. Overclockers in this thing speed it up, but also make it so that they consume slightly more power. Here I have a recipe for coolant cells, because for an overclocker you need coolant cells and some of this. But for coolant cells, you either use a water cell with tin around it, or you use glass bottles. And I think that glass bottles are actually cheaper. It's just that they don't stack, so that's a bit annoying. But if you were to use actual cells, that would mean you would use a lot of tin. So I prefer just using glass. So yeah, coolant cells, and then electronic circuit there, 3 coolant cells, and voila, overclocker. So I will put that in here. So then that'll be even faster. So that's cool. You get 4 more stacks of plant balls. This thing actually creates plant balls really fast. So yeah, if I don't keep my eye on this thing will actually fill up, because before the episode this thing was actually like at 3 full rows. So yeah, and the hoppers will just make sure that this compressor will stay active. So yeah, and this setup will just pull out the plant balls, yeah, and put it in this chest. This thing prevents it from going into this one. I could use an iron pipe, but meh, whatever. Also, what I kept on forgetting to tell you is I now got a woven miner's backpack, which is just woven silk, diamond, and miner's backpack in a carpenter with some water, and it will give you the woven one. So you can see there's like 30 more slots in it. And the APR's backpack, which is just an APR's chest. It's 2 sticks, 4 string, and any type of wool. So, and I've been using the apiary's backpack a lot to get a lot of bees. And right here, I have some crossbreeding bees going on. And now what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to turn these marbles into diligent. And right here, I'm trying to turn these marbles into noble. So these are turned on currently. So let's see if okay, they haven't actually done anything yet. But simply, if you put just a lot of drones here, and you make sure that the princess keeps on going back, eventually this princess will turn into whatever drone is here if you put in enough. Here I have a whole load of like, yeah, things. These bees produce a lot of flowers, and they annoyed me, so I keep on picking them up and putting them away. But dang it. So yeah, in the previous episode, you probably caught a glimpse of like having like some bees here, and having some common drones, common bees in here, and common bees. These common drones here have a fertility of 3, so every time the princess dies or the queen dies, it will give you 3 drones. So that's really awesome. Now the noble bees that I put in here, and the diligent bees that I put in here, they have the same stats. So the noble one has, you really need to be in the bees before this makes any sense to you, but I was sort of trying to explain that. So the lifespan decides how long the bees live, so that decides how long it dies. If you're trying to crossbreed bees or mass produce bees, the shorter the lifespan the better, because, you know, the shorter it is, the faster it'll die, so that's cool. Speed means how fast they will produce combs. Now, oh yeah, I'll just explain it in a sec. So yeah, this the higher this is, it is slower, so it will, because it's very slow. But yeah, this will decide the speed at what it makes combs. Pollination, I believe, is from like crossbreeding trees and placing flowers around. As you can see, like flowers are already spreading, and it hasn't even been that long. The water inside of that is getting sort of annoying. But yeah. And what's good about these bees is they have a fertility of 3. So every time the princess dies, it will give you 3 drones as soon as the princess gets an active of 3. This area effect, I haven't really noticed any difference with that of my bees that I currently have. Hold on for a sec. So yeah, the effect. Well, for example, you can have like poison effect or all sorts of different effects. Now, what's good about these diligent bees is they have a short lifespan, but they have a fast speed. So like their fertility is only 2, which is pretty much just standard flowers and nothing really special. But they have fast working speed. That means they will produce combs a lot faster than, for example, this one, because this one is slower. So during the lifespan, they will create a lot more combs, which is cool. So yeah, easy. I just need a place to dump these ones in, because as soon as you researched one, they won't stack with the non-researched ones, which can be quite annoying. Yeah, and these ones I left these in here because diligent bees will create stringy comb, which will create propolis. Now, how you get these diligent ones is I have a little thingy up here. You can't actually see it, but I can. So, common bees, you get those from just pretty much putting like a meadows or forest or jungle and a modest, like pretty much every single bee that you get from a regular hive. Just combine those 2 together, and you have a fairly high chance of getting a common drone. Now, what you then do is you put any of those basic bees along with a common drone or princess or whatever, and you'll get and you have a chance of getting a cultivated bee, which is the higher stage. So then, once you have yourself a common and cultivated, so as you see, common and cultivated. What I tend to do is I just create a lot of cultivated, and well, I pretty much create a lot of every single bee that I get. For example, these steadfast bees. You can only find steadfast drones inside of dungeon chests and stuff, and I only got 8. But I managed to make myself a queen, pretty much with the same method right here. Like I just put in like the bee that I want, and then any random princess, and then if you put in enough of them, they'll just eventually turn. So that's pretty cool. Man, my throat is dry right now. Yeah, I just mute my microphone whenever I need to go. So anyway, as soon as these turn, it will be cool. That might actually take a while, so whatever. Yeah, so anyway, so you get yourself common and cultivated, and then when you put, I believe, when you put down, let's see, when you put down a cultivated princess and a common drone, you have a fairly high chance of getting yourself noble bees. And when you put in a cultivated princess and a common drone, so like cultivated princess, common drone will make diligent, and common princess and cultivated drone, so the opposite way around, will have a higher chance of giving you noble. Now you'll probably get both anyway, but that's how I got my noble and diligent. So yeah, common and cultivated will give you a chance of either getting you diligent or noble. And the diligence I also need. Now pretty much I'm just 2 steps away from actually getting types of bees that I really need to have. So that's why I'm trying to create more bees and stuff here. Yeah. Also what I've been using is soul frames. Now what soul frames do is they will increase the chance of your bees mutating into something else. Currently I just want these to turn into this, so I don't really need to use them. Plus these soul frames break very quickly. Let's see, let's just put it in there. I put down some more barrels for all this stuff. Propolis, I sort of need that right now, because what I have right here are peat-fired engines. Now what these need is peat. These are peat bogs right here, which I showed you how to make in a previous episode. You need to put in bog earth, and yeah, and then just need to power it. Currently, this power system, this MJ production, is not actually hooked up to this anymore. It used to be. The line is actually still there, but it's not connected. So currently the power supply is pretty much from this, although it's not really sucking a lot of power because I set it down in such a way that normally these only use like 2 MJ per tick. Because if you, for example, is the Arboretum and the Logger, if you just give these max power, they'll pretty much use like 16 MJ per tick, so it's pretty, yeah, unpleasant. Okay. Here's the farm. So same again here, it's probably empty now. No, it's not? Okay. Turn it off. So what the farm does is you just put in like seeds. You only need to put in 2 stacks of dirt because it will just like put down 2 stacks of dirt. You can see a bit of wire. And yeah, you need to put in, I believe you can actually use different types of seeds as long as they're like 1 block plants. So flax, I don't know if flax will work. And then the combine will harvest it, and the way it's set up right now is it will just go into the chest, and part of the seeds will go in here. So that's pretty simple. For the Arboretum, all you need to do is put hummus and saplings. Now, how you get hummus? The method I use for hummus is not this, because if you just put dirt or compost or fertilizer, you get hummus. But what I do is I use the carpenter for 8 dirt, 1 mulch in the middle, and you get 9 hummus plus water. So that's why this carpenter is right here. It's not currently hooked up because I need to make something else. So hummus is for the tree farm, but bog earth for the peat bog, which is normally just 4 dirt and 4 sand with water. If you use the bucket, it won't use the bucket. It will just use the water. If you use cells, it does actually use up the cell, but you get like, I don't think this is really efficient. So what I use is mulch and water from a carpenter, and it will make me bog earth that way, so I don't waste buckets and stuff. Now, for the soul frames, once these bees do decide to finally, there we go. Let's see, noble, okay. Put the nobles back in there. Right. So they have died ones, so these are still marbled. I could research them, but there's no real point in me doing that. These are all my crossbred bees. I also have Valiant. You need to combine Valiant and Steadfast for something else. That's like later on. Let's see. Right, I could also get myself some plant balls, I guess. Compressed. So compressed plant balls will give you slightly more biomass than regular plant balls, which is cool, I guess. this way. I got rid of the coke oven and the blast furnace because they were just in the way. Yeah, pretty much. These provide mulch. That is good. Right. Pretty much it. Yeah, these peat fired engines. Right. So this will create peat, and peat. As you look right here, you can see peat and under it can produce. You need to look at the lower one. I'm sort of pointing at it with my finger, but you can't actually see my fingers. You will see it produce 1 MJ per tick in the peat fired engine for 5,000 ticks. So it will pretty much create 5,000 MJ. But if you add up ash and propolis, it will give you bituminous peat, which will give you 2 MJ per tick for 6,000 ticks. So it will produce you 12,000 MJ instead of 5,000. And how you get ash is you either melt it in a furnace, which is not really efficient because that would mean you are pretty much wasting stuff. But if you put peat in here, and sometimes when it burns up, it will give you ash. So if you combine that, alright, there we go. Propolis, oh, needs to be there. So this stuff will produce me some more peat. So pretty much the ash from these, what they produce, can be used to make more peat. Let's see, I don't know if I have enough propolis for this. This is pretty much why I have one of these. I do. That's why I have one of the diligent ones in the middle still working, because they produce. Let's see. They produce stringy combs, and stringy combs have a 100% chance of giving you propolis and honey drop. You can see that it's 100% chance because it doesn't actually show you a percentage. So it will always give you that. And I guess... Oh. And from the silky propolis from the jungle beast, there's only 10% chance, so I pretty much needed this. Let's see. Let me create some more. There we go. So now, spread it out evenly. So pretty much, these things are currently being powered by these ones. Ooh. And there are a couple of energy cells for pretty much every single one. There's a redstone energy cell because every single one is only getting like 2 MJ per tick. Because otherwise they would just suck up energy. Even that one is just getting 2 MJ per tick, so that's why it's a bit slow. Like if I were to give it more power, it would go a lot faster, but you know, it would use more power. So now I just turn this on, and it will give me 2 MJ per tick, and for quite a while. And these burn actually really long, so that's pretty cool. Now, what you see here are not regular lily pads; they are lily pads of fertility. Now, I actually have the recipe here. What you need for lily pads of fertility is a viola. Let's see. You need to make empty vials, which you just glass paint, and you'll get 5. Now this recipe does consume them up. There are multiple recipes with vials that don't actually consume up the vials, but this one does. So you need to use glowstone, gunpowder, and nether wart. You pretty much need 8 minimal to make one of what I'm going to show you. So splash serum, dirt, and just make all of them. You can see that it actually does require a fair amount of stuff. So then what you do is you put in 3 bone meal, and you'll get a splash fertility serum, which is pretty much like a splash potion for crops, only it's a bit random, so I don't ever use that. Then what you do is you put it like this, lily pad in the middle, and you get lily pad of fertility. So it just actually uses up the vials, which is not really great, but whatever. What these do is they will pretty much increase the growth speed of every single Minecraft plant that can grow. Now, this includes sugarcane, cactus, wheat. It will include flax, pumpkins, trees. It will pretty much include every single plant that you can, like, you know, that will grow. And like one of the few things that it doesn't increase is the spreading of grass, because it's not actually a real plant. So it won't increase the speed of grass spreading, and it won't really increase the speed of like the because normally this thing just plays down bog earth where the dirt is right now, and the boggers will eventually turn into like some darker version if they're close to water, and then a turpentry will harvest it and just put it in here. So yeah, pretty much. But it won't increase the speed of that. It won't increase the speed of solid blocks, but it will actually increase the speed of pumpkins. Now the fun thing about these is the effect stacks. So if you see, I have 5 of the lily pads right here, and you can pretty much see that the sugarcane in that area, right, is actually growing a fair amount faster than all the sugarcane around it. And the effect stacks. So like if I were to like put these lily pads all around the edge here, all of the sugarcane in within here would just grow faster. And this has a range of 4. So like if I place it down right here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So pretty much, if you make like a wheat farm and you put down like 1 water right there, and then like you till the ground, the water will spread for 4 blocks. So does the effect of the lily pad. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, but the effect does stack. So if I just place a whole load more of these lily pads right here, some lily pads for me have